So I wanted to talk about what's real and what's speculation. I think it's real that a real artist works on a song 1,000 times before they post it. But what's real is that through attempted murder on my life, I wasn't able to drum anymore and I wasn't being allowed to work and I wasn't being allowed to work because these people would be purporting to me that they would be actively seeking my life to take it away from me. And not just to like kill me, but to actively make money on killing me and stuff like that. That's what identity theft is. I got part of my headphones on my cheek, or right there. Anyway, so I'm actively working on just making the song and going with it before I even know what I'm singing over, because the reason is because I deserve to speculate on the facts of what these people have been doing to me, and my speculation is accurate. It's not just real that I'm speculating, but it's real that my speculations for that truth is accurate. What I'm saying is that I'm not just speculating, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth about what my situation is and what it has been, because I didn't go through homelessness all up on my own. I went through homelessness because these people were controlling my life. And because they were controlling my life and controlling my mind with poisoning me unwittingly, smiling in my face and acting real shady, real smarmy, real engrossed and encapsulated in their heart's values towards me. So it's why I have so many trolls actively pursuing me, actively trying to make it hard for me to even speak out. You see what I mean? And it has been. And so, because it has been so hard, it makes it to where I'm not only making myself available in that kind of fashion to speculate, but I'm trying to tell you that not only is my speculation, or not only is my speculation real and a lot of it true, but my speculation in it of itself for my own investigative reasons for my life being murdered in that way is accurate. Or how would you say that? It is that I am sitting here speculating is truthful, or my actively speculating the investigative work of a crime is factual. I'm actually speculating. I am actually reasoning through a very calculated, long standing, covert arsenic abuse in what I believe it was 100%, over 100%, an acute arsenic abuse. The king of all kings of poisoning. So that they could work up the identity theft, they could work up their identity fraud, they could work up to try and do the title transfer of my house, they could actively work to create a short sale to throw me in jail, making my speaking out against these crimes the crime itself, instead of actively being loving me and actively being my support system and actively being family and actively coming around and making a family party and making a family gathering that was supposed to be for family order and family times and family fun and family joy and making family matter. It was actively seeking me out instead to create a life insurance policy fraudulently, to getting me to send my license to my oldest brother, to send it to my middle brother, to work within proxy within my last relationship, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that, I believe. Yeah. Well, no, and there was one in there that was actively sought after, but it wasn't within proxy. And there was also one that was sought after that let me know that Jesse Lee didn't like her. Jesse Lee didn't think that she was pretty. Jesse Lee wasn't after me because he actually thought that he wanted me. He was actively pursuing me in the fashion of which he was pursuing me to hurt me. Or she said to hurt you. And so I believe that it's my right to come out here and speak my piece. It's my right to post upon these things, and it's my right to actively seek for the police's help, the FBI's help, the IC3, identitytheft.gov, human resources, human rights, the Department of Justice in and of itself, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I believe it's my right to do those things. But they're making it as though I don't have that right for some reason. Or they're stripping me of my right. And stripping me of my right is stripping me from my right to travel, stripping me from my right to freedom of speech, stripping me from my right to bear arms, stripping me from my right to have a roof over my head, stripping me of my right to have a job, stripping me of my right to have an organic process inside of my love life or my relationships or my friendship lives, stripping me in that fashion to indemnify the crimes that have been being taken inside of my life, caused by my own father, which I believe was wholeheartedly what I've said it was. And then on top of I'm not trying to bring it up because the person that I'm speaking out about doesn't want me to speak out about it anymore, or doesn't want me to actively have the active story out online everywhere. I understand it. But the fact of the matter is that what happened to her also happened to me in such a way that it was to poison me up in my bottle, poison me up by my own brothers, poison me up growing up in high school, poison me up beyond high school, poison me up in all of my jobs, poison me up beyond my own reasonability to actively be able to collect my thoughts, collect my reasoning, collect my own mind in any kind of organic fashion to then realize that this is an active crime to seek out my entire life. Meaning, it wasn't me that went homeless. It was me being poisoned up that went homeless. It wasn't me that was seeking employment while being homeless. It was me shuffling my feet in such a way that was calculated, controlled demolition of my life, having me run ragged, having me being targeted, having to move my feet differently and shuffle my feet differently in every avenue of my life from there moving forward. So what I'm saying is that, okay, you're targeted here and you're poisoned up, right? After you're poisoned up, none of what you're living is actually you. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a biological controlled agent there that once you're poisoned up here, it's actively not you. Well, and you're poisoned up here as well. And you're poisoned up here as well. And then you're poisoned up here as well. And you're poisoned up here as well. So on and so forth. Through your jobs, through your resources, through your energy, through your getting a house, through your getting cryptocurrency, through your active pursuits in life and anything. Oh, you got a headache now. For an example, you take Tylenol or ibuprofen because the headache was controlled. It was made. It's created. You would otherwise be working on rollerblading or running, jogging, training, working, loving people that you thought were loving you correctly but weren't, or if they were loving you correctly, you would be able to love them and get love in return, so on and so forth. So what I'm ultimately saying is that I have the right to speculate, because not only is my speculating being truthful, and not only truthful about my speculating the reasoning of speculation, but it's actually being truthful about what's actually occurring in my life. It's being factual. So I didn't deserve the murder attempts, the many. I didn't deserve the covert poisoning, the many. I didn't deserve these people that would actively seek me out to then try to flip the script on me to make me out to be the problem when they've been the problem. If they've been the problem and they're trying to make that psychosis me and myself, and me, myself alone, me and I, not taking a medication or something. That's not me needing that medication. That's them needing me on that medication so that they can purport that I am the problem. I'm the sole proprietor of that problem instead of them creating that problem through poisoning me. So I believe that people with, an active 5-minute conversation understand it. I'm only putting it out here because I legitimately think that there are others, and especially these trolls and especially these giant criminals inside of my life and giant tormentors that legitimately have to actively pursue me to make me out to be the sole proprietor of those reactions from their unwittingly keeping me poisoned. You see? So, it say for an example, you're unwittingly poisoned. Uh, you have like a really sound relationship, and you probably would never think of your wife poisoning you, or your husband poisoning you, or your best friend poisoning you, or what have you. But say for an example that thing did happen, and they were trying to perform an identity theft and identity erasure and take out life insurance policies and forge your name and get your identification and get your social security number and utilize your name to work up your name in such a way that was to erase you, because erasing you could wipe away and indemnify their crimes that they're taking against you. Would you be okay with that? Would you actively be like, oh, it's fine. That's fine. They can poison me up to death and steal my life and home and car and resources and travel and job and love life and proxy made this and proxy made that. They can do that just fine. That's okay. Are you gonna be like that? You're gonna be like, oh, it's just a perfectly okay with me. No, you're not. So that's ultimately what I feel systemically is happening to me, is that they're making it be like he's the sole proprietor of this situation, and that there's nothing more to see here other than Matthew is just being Matthew still, and he's just as crazy as he always was. He was never unwittingly poisoned or anything. They were never trying to control his life or perform identity theft. But that's just it. If that were the case, you think that these people would have a nutsack in order to have a legitimate adulting conversation with me about it? Go to family counseling with me about it? Or how about just about anything that purports that they were actually real in their values of love towards me at all? Well, that was never the case. If that was the case, we'd be sitting here playing checkers right now, or chess, or Monopoly, or playing catch, or burning wood in a fireplace and like experiencing joy. Because true people that can experience joy are not demons. They're not people that allow for the evils to take over, to be envious and jealous of another person instead of realizing that those envies and jealousies of the world are of the world, and instead of becoming a part of the world and going, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of what person A, B, C, and D have, that I wish that I could have that, and so I wish so badly so that I could have that I'm going to hurt them. I'm going to go steal it from them. And then you, on top of that, have a government that's like, well, somebody's going to steal it from them, so it might as well be podunky me. We're going to take it right out of their checks. Tax on tea created the Revolutionary War, but all of a sudden people are like, oh, you can tax everything away from me, and I don't have to earn a one red cent. I might be able to buy that bottle this weekend. I just might be able to scrape up enough money to buy that bottle this weekend, so that I can try and have fun with my comrades. What? Meanwhile, there's like millionaires and billionaires out there that can afford a sports car once a day. They can burn out a car, and they're like, they can just drive it to the ground and be like, oh, I can buy 10 more, so it doesn't matter. And you're sitting here worried about whether or not you can spend $12.95 on a bottle. I mean, not saying that I'm supporting drinking, I'm just bringing up a sheer example. But anyway, this is what it looks like when people hate you for absolutely no reason. This is what it looks like. You're looking at it. in my face? Like, can you see it? Okay. No acting. Nothing here. No acting. I'm just gonna say. Can you see it? Can you actively see it on my face? Good grief, I look tired. I mean, good grief, I'm tired. But I'm actually asking you, can you actually see it in my face? That this is what it looks like when your supposed support system. I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about those that actually did this crime against me. Can you see it on my face? I can. I can even tell you why my nose is crooked. You wouldn't believe what I'd be coming up with and speculating there, but it's actually factual. My brother set up someone in his grade to punch me. Not only in ninth grade, but in 10th grade too. Last day of school, both times. As soon as that bell rang, finally excited for the summer to start, and I'm already being assaulted. But that's why. So, I mean, I'm just pointing out something that is apparent to me that might not be apparent to you if I like turn my head just like such. But it's always made me pretty embarrassed. You understand that? Can you understand that? Anyway, I can actively see it just on my skin complexion, the lines, and how my eyes look. And I'm not like bright, happy go lucky me anymore. Like with true joy. That was like my own. Hey guys, how are you doing? Now that's acting. I mean, not that I'm not serious about wondering how people are doing. It's just, I don't have the same joy that I would have had in my life and shining up on my face. If I didn't have these people actively doing what they were doing to me. It's okay, I'm not going to try and cry, but. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm done with this part of my reality. I hope you understand the point of what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that my speculation and the reasons I'm speculating is real on two levels. Not only a lot of what I'm finding out in my investigations being real, and I mean by the down to the T of the paperwork that I have here, that they're also trying to steal away my home for to try and get me away from my own resources and accommodations of my availability to seek out the truth. But it's also just the fact that I actually am speculating in my life of a very important reason of a criminal crime spree over my life that is factual and truthful to the point that I'm actually doing such a thing. Anyway, so this is what it looks like when people hate you for no reason. Till next time, peace. God bless. I'm trying to take care of myself. I hope that you are too. Love you guys. Bye.